Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Today we got some shop projects put together, lined up, in progress. Got our straight truck, semis over here, and the 4020s in the shop. Now, you may also see this combines in here with some piles of soybeans under it. We maybe went out and tried some soybeans on Wednesday, and it maybe did not work. We might have went about 20 feet and then plugged the cylinder on the combine. It's all good, unplugged, ready to go now. We're talking about maybe going out and looking and seeing if we can go again tonight, but that is to be determined. This truck is our L8000. This is our backup truck usually, but this year I'm fairly optimistic with our corn yields. I want to be able to run 2 trucks to the bin if we need to, and then this truck will continue going to the bin once this one has to go over the road to haul out of the bin. And was just doing an oil change and everything, and then the PTO shaft for the wet kit, both U-joints were out, so that's usually there's shaft running from there to there. Both U-joints were out, and the one yoke was bent. Don't worry about that. We're going to talk about that next. The one yoke was spread, so we can't use that. I have a new yoke ordered, and because I got it from an ag part supplier, these are like 1330, or these are 15/16 caps. The ag side of the world uses 13/32, I think is what he said. So, no, that doesn't sound right. 30/32 maybe. Anyway, the best way to do it is to replace both yokes and get a new U-joint. That's what we're doing. And then I also have a new U-joint for this side. And there's another piece laying around here somewhere that's got the whole shaft on it. It was right there. We're just changing oil, changing filters in this thing, and then it'll be ready. We'll have to clean the back out, bolt the tailgate shut, spray foam the cracks so that nothing leaks, and it'll be all right. And then this, the John Deere 4020, came in here for a draft seal job, and anybody with experience already knows that this is way more than draft seals going on now. Well, when we went to drain the hydraulic oil, we had metal shavings galore in the hydraulic oil. He's still barking at a dead woodchuck the dad trapped. Saw that stuff, and it was like, well, that looks a lot like brake material. And we've never had the brakes apart in this. Sure enough, this is the condition that this came out of the tractor at. No pads whatsoever left. And these are the actual pads that move back and forth, nothing left on them, and the disc is absolutely destroyed. So we've got parts coming for this. It's going to be end of next week, I think, by the time we can come back to working on this. This thing only had 3.5 gallons of oil in it, maybe. I don't know what it's supposed to have in it. I haven't been driving it, so I don't know if it's been getting checked, but we'll see how much it takes. I'm guessing it's going to be more than that. But it's not going to come off easy. This truck actually was our main grain truck up until I think 2019 is when we bought the hopper bottom and that white Sterling. We had a grain elevator about 4 miles away from us, so this truck was more than enough for hauling that. And we have another one identical to this one, both bought at the same time from our local lumber yard. And this one I think is a 94? Either a 94 or 95. And then the other one's either a 95 or a 96. It's 1 year newer than this one. Both identical paint schemes. The boxes, the grain boxes were homemade when they bought the truck. This one's a Ford engine with a 10-speed Eaton manual transmission. The other one's actually a factory Cummins engine, which nobody ever believes us that Ford came with the factory Cummins. It's got an automatic transmission, which is completely junk. The automatic transmission is... The old ones, old eras were not great. That one's a true automatic transmission. It's not an auto shift. And it just doesn't have any guts. It can't get the power to the ground. The other truck started having fuel delivery issues a couple years ago, and so we quit using it. It's actually parked probably 50 yards, 30, 40 yards from where I'm sitting at the moment. You can see it from the shop door. It's just a project that we plan on taking care of someday, but never get around to it. It'd make a good water tender truck. That one had removable grain sides. That's the way we designed it, or Dad and Uncle Billy or whoever was designing it. So it's a flatbed right now because we were hauling bales with it. That elevator closed, went out of business, and we had to start going farther distance. This truck wouldn't make it that far, so we bought that 99 Sterling. Is it 99? It's either a 99 or a 2000. I think it's a 99 with the 98 jet hopper bottom that is over there, 30 foot. And then, geez, I've turned it quite a ways. It's just not. There we go. We ran that white Sterling for quite a few years, 3 or 4 years, I think. And all of a sudden one day, about 10 days into soybean harvest, we started needing to put coolant in it. Couldn't figure out where it was going, and a day or two later, all of a sudden we found coolant in the oil. So that truck's actually still sitting over by the barn. Haven't been able to get it to start since then. We changed the oil right away. Weighed our options, felt like where we were in harvest, the condition of the truck, availability of engines, somebody do an in-frame or an out-of-frame. I think it needed an in-frame rebuild. In-frame rebuild is going to run about $8,000. Depending on who you got an engine from, it could be $8,000 to $15,000. All to put in a truck that was very rusty. We'd done frame repairs. Cab was rusting out. Inside of the cab was falling apart. Weighed our options. Decided it was better. Well, I guess that truck was running 17 miles to the elevator, 17 miles back. That was as far as we wanted to take it. Was weighing our options, decided it was better to go with something newer, nicer, more reliable, and start doing all of our own grain hauling. So at that point, we were hauling all our own soybeans, and then we were binning our corn and hauling our corn to that same 17-mile away location that we couldn't hold in the bins. And then in the wintertime, we were hiring trucking out to go farther. Our end consumer for corn is 45, 50 miles away. And
most of them are all that way. There's a band. There's 2 ethanol plants. One's 50 miles west. The other one's 50 miles south. So there's no close by areas for corn. And so we decided if we were going to buy a truck, we'd buy a truck that could go the distance and do it all ourselves. So I went and got an F endorsement. We found that orange Freightliner for sale, 2.5 miles north of here. Went up, looked at that, negotiated, got a wire transfer started, bought that truck, and got it home, and the rest is history. I've been hauling grain ever since then. It's not something I enjoy doing. It's a necessity. It's a fairly decent ROI considering the truck. There's not margin in the trucking industry from what you hear from guys, but there is a pretty good margin for us to own our own truck and do our own trucking. We were doing it for about 50% of what we were hauling, having our grain hauled for. So that's the story behind that. So now I spend my winters on the road hauling corn and all fall in a truck. But if it makes financial sense to do it, you do it, and eventually it grows on you. And you don't hate it, you just don't like it. It's just middle of the road. No pun intended.
We got new fuel filters on, and you guys want to know where you guys were propped up right before that last shot? Right there. And I didn't pick up my phone, so I've got diesel fuel splattered all over my entire phone now. Oh well. We have our Cintos tote from our Conklin products, and this is a 135 gallon. So I brought it over to the shop, and this is what we're using for used oil now. You can kind of see where we're at. It just started yesterday. So once we get in the winter, she'll be half full because it takes about a drum of oil a year for us to change the oil and everything. All right, mid next week, that new yoke and U-joint will be in, so we can get all that put back together. But for now, this truck is done, I think. We'll zip through it with a grease gun real quick, get the drive shafts and stuff like that, and then it should be ready. A few things that this truck could use. It could use a whole new exhaust. I don't know if you could see it in the video, but there was exhaust spraying up here, so the turbo is being partially bypassed. It looks like our oil pickup might be leaking too right there. That clamp, this downpipe, that all is leaking. And then if we get underneath it, you can stick 2 or 3 fingers in that pipe right there. You can stick a softball in the muffler right there. But, you know, that's all cosmetic stuff, right? I think it's cosmetic stuff. If it's something that other people do without, then that means it's optional on your vehicle, right? People who drive around without mufflers all the time. The truck ain't loud, so the muffler's still doing most of its job, probably 95% of it. I don't know. But anyway, that's what this truck could use, but it ain't getting it because it hauls scrap metal in the summertime, and the last 2 or 3 years it hasn't hauled any grain. This will be the first year in a little while. But that is it for shop work on the L8000. I wish everything else could be that quick in and out, but I guess technically it's not completely done, but it is done for now. It could use a bath, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that little shop project. A little afternooner. And we'll see you guys next time. Don't know what is next time. Is it that? Is it soybean harvest? I guess we won't know until we're there. So see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe.